Have you ever wondered what secret boundaries set truly magnetic women apart? Boundaries so powerful that not even the harshest chaos or criticism can break them? Discover the silent strength behind feminine stoicism and learn the 10 things that unshakable women never tolerate if they wish to stay resilient, radiant, and self-possessed. 10 things feminine women never tolerate. Stoic boundaries, compiled and published by Stoic Bloom. Lesson 1. Disrespect toward her emotional depth. Picture a tranquil lake in the silent hour before dawn, its surface so still you can see the infinite sky reflected upon it. Yet beneath this calm, deep currents flow, untouched, mysterious, and strong. This is the power of a woman's emotional depth. Serene above, but within her exists a world of feelings, dreams, and untold strength. To walk through life as a feminine woman, mastering emotion with gentle but resolute discipline, is to become the keeper of this sacred lake. Yet too often, the modern world throws pebbles of disregard and disrespect into these waters, hoping to shatter that hard-won serenity. Most have experienced the casual dismissals. A friend rolling her eyes at your honest sadness, a partner breezing past your hurt, a colleague labeling you too sensitive. The pain arrives quietly, a dull ache that insists maybe your feelings are too much. Maybe you're wrong to crave so much meaning. Maybe you must hide your vastness just to fit in. This is the secret ache many of us share, wondering if honoring our inner world will only lead to being misunderstood, ignored, or even belittled. The silent question rises: must I shrink my deepest self to match the surface-level calm that society expects? But here comes the Stoic realization, ancient and powerful. The lake owes nothing to the stones thrown into it. Instead, what if we decided that no one else holds the power to define the depth of our inner waters but ourselves? Anchoring yourself in respect for your emotions becomes a living vow that your feelings, whether gentle as mist or fierce as a mountain storm, are never a flaw to hide, but a wellspring that fuels your intuition, discernment, and compassion. When you train your mind to meet disrespect with silent, dignified boundaries, rather than permission for others to unsettle your peace, you transform pain into wisdom. Each time you recognize the beauty and strength in your own emotional experience, you build fortitude, the critical foundation of true emotional mastery. Allow this understanding to move through you like the steady force of an unseen tide. Let it remind you that, though the world may gaze only at the surface, the energy that makes you magnetic and undefeatable resides in the endless sacred depths only you truly know. By embracing this, you unlock not just the secret of emotional control, but also the rare power to attract, connect, and inspire as only those grounded in deep self-respect can. When someone dismisses your feelings, pause and honor your emotion privately. Name it, and remind yourself it deserves space. Gently state your boundaries to others, without apology or explanation, and maintain calm, unwavering in your self-respect. As you consistently practice this, you will sense growing emotional power, unshakable confidence, and deeper self-trust radiating from within. Try this today. Reflect nightly on moments you honored your feelings instead of silencing them. Over time, this respect roots unshakable poise in all you do. Next, we'll explore how maintaining your personal space powerfully reinforces your boundaries. Remember to subscribe, like, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your story inspires us all. Lesson 2. Violation of her personal space. Imagine a walled garden at sunrise, its gate entwined with fragrant jasmine, each petal glowing with dew. Inside, life thrives in order and calm. Birds sing, the air is fresh, the soil is rich from careful tending. This garden is your personal space, physical, emotional, spiritual, a sanctuary forged over silent mornings and sleepless nights, protected by gentle strength. Yet, in the world beyond those walls, people often press too close, stepping across the line you hoped was clear, their footprints muddying your peace. There is a subtle ache in feeling that your territory, the soil you have cultivated so patiently, is overlooked or ignored. You may recognize the dread of a friend or family member dismissing your need for alone time, a colleague invading your mental quiet with constant demands, or even loved ones asking you to explain the boundaries you value so deeply. Many struggle to say no, to assert their right to distance or rest. silently fearing rejection or misunderstanding. It's common to feel unmoored like a ship at sea, losing anchor, when your sacred space is treated as if it does not belong to you alone. But from this discomfort rises an extraordinary chance for self-mastery. The lesson of Stoic boundaries teaches us that, like the walled garden, you must cultivate and guard your personal space with intent and care. There is no ego in quiet solitude, no shame in needing to retreat behind your walls. Quite the contrary, it is an act of wisdom, a declaration that your mind and spirit deserve refuge. The transformative solution lies first in recognizing your right to this space as unquestionable and innate. Step 2 is learning to reveal this truth, silently and firmly, by making your no clear through both words and unspoken confidence. Every time you communicate your need for privacy or recharge time, you reinforce the foundation of your sanctuary. It signals to yourself and the world that you are not to be consumed nor defined by the demands or desires of others. More than this, you begin to draw people who respect you and honor your boundaries because your self-worth radiates outward. Your inner garden flourishes, its quiet beauty becoming a force of gentle impact like the still fire that burns without boasting, a source of inspiration for all who witness it. In honoring your space, you grow undefeatable. Your mind ever more disciplined, your presence ever more magnetic, guiding you as surely as a lantern through the silent night. Begin today by identifying one way you can express your need for space and carry this boundary gently but firmly. Practice saying no or requesting privacy when necessary. With each step, you'll notice greater clarity, freedom, and self-respect blossom in your daily life. Next, we'll unlock the strength in honoring your inner voice. Subscribe and share your thoughts to inspire our growth together. Lesson 3. Dismissal of her inner voice. Imagine you are standing at the edge of a quiet forest just before dusk, when light and shadow mingle, and the wind stirs the leaves in secret dialogue. Within this sacred stillness, there is a whisper, a subtle but persistent guide that calls you in the gentlest tones. This is your inner voice, the compass residing within each woman, a sanctuary of intuition, self-knowledge, and silent wisdom. Yet, in the rhythm of daily life, many feel this voice fading beneath the noise of outside opinions, critical judgments, or the pressure to fit into pre-made molds. There is a tension, often unspoken, between honoring the deep certainty that quietly stirs beneath the surface and meeting the world's expectations, which are loud, urgent, and ever-changing. It is as if you are an archer, watching the distant target blur while everyone tells you where to aim, yet only you can feel the right moment to release the arrow. Too often, that gentle guidance is dismissed, not just by others, but sometimes by yourself. You may suppress an instinct because it conflicts with someone else's expectations. You may rationalize away discomfort, telling yourself to not make waves or to just follow along. This creates an ache, a hollowing out, as if the forest within is slowly silenced and you drift farther from your own truth. The problem is not just external at all. It grows each time you override your needs and desires, becoming more disconnected, self-doubting, and adrift in the tides of others' influence. The quiet pain of denying your inner voice is feeling as if no one, including yourself, is truly listening. The transformative solution blooms the instant you choose to honor your inner voice above the urges to please, conform, or remain silent. First, reconnect with your inner world every day. Even for a moment, create space for silence, so the quiet wisdom within has a chance to rise to the surface. Trust that your intuition is not just a fleeting feeling, but the quiet fire that illuminates your most authentic path. By gently acting in alignment with your instincts, however small at first, you begin to master your emotions, making decisions not out of fear, but from calm and certainty. Each time you listen inwardly, the connection grows stronger, and you will find yourself steady, like a ship navigating silent seas by the unwavering light of a distant star. The more you trust this inner compass, the more powerfully you'll radiate self-possession and calm, drawing genuine respect and admiration. In truth, the act of defending your inner voice is a commitment to self-mastery, a journey that transforms the silent soul into an undefeatable source of wisdom and strength. ancient and ever renewed. Begin today by quieting your mind, listening for any inner nudges, and affirming their value without question. Trust and act on your intuition in small ways. Over time, you'll gain clarity and a powerful sense of direction. Get ready to stand tall against pressure to people please. Our next topic. Subscribe, like, and share your inner voice with us below. Lesson 4. Pressure to people please or shrink. Envision a mighty tree rising in the heart of a crowded forest, its roots deep and branches stretching unapologetically into the golden sunlight. Around it, young saplings bend and sway to every gust, their shapes shaped by the wind and shadows of other trunks. Within every woman lives a version of this tree and these saplings, a part that knows her right to stand tall, and another that fears the consequences of overshadowing or disappointing others. That internal struggle between embracing your fullest height and shrinking to accommodate the space left by those around you is a quiet storm faced by many pursuing true emotional mastery. The world trains subtle expectations into nearly every heart. Keep the peace. Do not ask for too much. Smile, accommodate, apologize even for your pain. With time, the craving to be accepted can grow so fierce it presses you into sacrificing your own needs. You nod when you wish to question. You give when your soul quietly aches for rest. Each small surrender seems harmless, yet eventually you may look down and see your roots hardly touch the soil. Your sense of self barely nourished, your branches wilting for lack of sun. The pain here is quieter than most, but it is relentless. The cost of people-pleasing isn't merely exhaustion, but the hollow feeling of being unseen, unacknowledged, and untrue to the most vital parts of yourself. Every sacrifice you make just for approval dims the flame at your center. Many find that the more they comply, the greater the demand for further self-erasure, until boundaries blur and resentment grows where compassion once lived. Yet there is an ancient, powerful shift, burning quietly within reach. Imagine drawing strength from the still fire at the core of your being. A confidence so steady you can offer kindness without losing yourself in the act. This is the wisdom of impact Stoicism. To show up fully, speak with courage, yet hold your ground as gently and naturally as the sun feeds a tree. The core solution lies in recognizing that your worth is not another's opinion, and that strength shines brightest when paired with authenticity. Start by noticing every moment where the impulse to shrink arises. A breath poised to apologize, a smile meant to erase your sadness, a silence masking your true thoughts. Name these moments with gentle honesty and instead choose to respond with self-respect. Each time you speak your truth, however softly, you root yourself deeper, nourish your spirit, and allow your genuine character to leaf out into the world. By cultivating this gentle discipline and courage, you begin attracting deeper respect, enjoying richer connections, and discovering a resilience that makes you truly undefeatable. The quiet miracle of standing tall in a world that rushes all too often to bend. Practice recognizing each moment you feel the urge to shrink and gently choose self-expression instead. When you honor your boundaries and speak authentically, others learn to respect you and your inner confidence grows. Begin today. Journal your choices and small victories nightly. Up next, we'll break through chaos that disrupts your inner peace. Subscribe and share how you're growing below. Lesson 5. Chaos that disrupts inner peace. Imagine a lantern glowing in the heart of a midnight storm. Its warm circle of light unwavering, protecting everything within from the restless winds. The trails of life are full of storms, unexpected demands, emotional upheavals, and the unpredictable noise of others swirling all around us. For women devoted to emotional mastery and self-discipline, maintaining inner calm in such disruptions can feel like trying to hold a flame steady atop a mountain peak as the gales howl all around. There's a deep longing to offer light and warmth to the world, but the relentless chaos threatens to flicker and snuff that inner radiance, leaving exhaustion or frustration in its wake. Nearly every woman comes to recognize this agony. The pull to be available wherever a crisis erupts, the expectation to remain unshakable and composed when others lose control, or the guilt cast by stepping away from the storms to reclaim a moment of quiet. Over time, repeated interruptions chip away at your clarity, robbing you of the centeredness that allows creativity, intuition, and joy to thrive. The mind grows cluttered, the heart feels heavy, and you may find yourself reacting instead of responding, tossed about by the mood of the moment. There arrives a tipping point where emotional control seems like a distant ideal rather than a living practice, and peace becomes something you chase, always out of reach. Yet here, in the tempest, lies the invitation to a remarkable strength. The Stoic art of protecting your inner peace no matter what chaos rages outside. The secret is to treat tranquility not as an accident of peaceful surroundings, but as a sanctuary you defend from within. With each small act of conscious withdrawal, setting aside a handful of calm minutes before the day's demands, closing your eyes to breathe deeply in the middle of upheaval, or gently refusing to absorb someone else's anxiety, you reinforce the still fire glowing at your core. This type of serenity does not ignore the world's noise, but acknowledges that your mind and soul are worthy of refuge. When you claim this right, however quietly, you unlock reserves of patience, clarity, and strength no external hurricane can shake. Harnessing this skill, you master your emotions, transforming moments of chaos into catalysts for even greater growth. Peace becomes not a reward for a quiet day, but a discipline, a light under your constant command, drawing others to your steadiness like the oldest mariners once searched for the safety of distant lighthouses. The lesson is timeless and alive. True resilience arises not when the storm passes, but in the brave act of letting your light burn bright within, unbothered and secure, in any weather. Choose one daily action to protect your peace, whether it's pausing to breathe, creating a quiet space, or gently saying no to outside drama. By practicing this, your emotional clarity, patience, and strength will grow. Begin now. Notice the calm you create. Next, we'll face criticism that undermines your worth. Subscribe and share your journey with us below. Lesson 6. Criticism that undermines her worth. Picture the timeless mountain that rises above the shifting clouds, its summit lit by the gentle golden glow of sunrise. Each morning, shadows drift across its rugged face, but the mountain stands firm, untroubled, knowing its true shape beneath sun and storm alike. In the journey toward emotional mastery and self-discipline, all women encounter their own storms. Criticism from others that arrives suddenly, cold as wind, or lingers quietly like mist. It could be words from a stranger that sting unexpectedly, judgments from someone close, or even the familiar echo of your own inner doubts questioning your value. The mountain endures countless seasons, yet never doubts its own solidity. And this is the posture you are called to build inside yourself. Beneath the bravest exterior, most of us have felt the sting when someone points out our flaws or dismisses what we bring. You may hear, "You should be more like." "Why can't you do it this way?" Or perhaps you absorb the subtle, constant chip of feeling measured and found lacking. The voice might be direct, or it may be woven into the gentle, countless nudges and comparisons we encounter. Each comment can spark anxiety and self-doubt, making it hard to trust your vision or claim your space in the world. The invisible wound left by criticism can linger long after words are spoken, and sometimes, if gone unchecked, it forms a cage, causing women to hold back their boldness, their gifts, and their authenticity. Yet, here in the shadows of unfair critique, lies an ancient and liberating power ready to guide you. To hold true to your intrinsic value, regardless of external opinion, is the achievement of the silent Stoic. The transformative solution rests in learning that feedback is not always an accurate mirror. Instead, become the watchful guardian of your own worth. Let criticism arrive like passing weather, and allow your sense of identity to rest deeper than ever-changing winds. Instead of shrinking from review, listen calmly and discern if there is wisdom to keep or simply a judgment to release. Picture yourself as the archer. When arrows of criticism shoot toward you, the disciplined mind learns whether to let them land, use their lessons, or watch as they fall harmless at your feet. The core benefit unfolds as you practice this. Not only does your emotional control grow, but you unlock the freedom to express your true self with courage and clarity, attracting respect from others and from your own spirit. As you develop this discipline, every comment or critique becomes an opportunity, not for retreat, but for refinement, sharpening your focus on your goals and your gifts. True mastery is not achieved by perfecting yourself to suit every voice in the crowd, but by anchoring yourself to that inner mountain, steady, radiant, and undefeatable no matter how long the shadows stretch. When criticism comes, pause, breathe, and assess its truth without absorbing its sting. Release what doesn't serve you and trust your core strengths. By practicing this, your self-assurance and inner peace deepen, making you truly resilient. Begin today. Reflect on your reactions and steady your mindset. Next, we'll discover how to see through games that cloud authentic intentions. Subscribe and share your story below. Lesson 7. Games that cloud authentic intentions. Picture yourself as a steady torchbearer in a shadowy maze, your light casting clear, straight lines on stone walls, twisted by illusions and tricks. In the journey to true emotional mastery, every woman occasionally finds herself caught in a tangle of hidden motives, unspoken agendas, and manipulative games. Such games can appear subtle, a compliment laced with a hidden critique, an offer that requires a secret price, or attention given only to extract something in return. At each turn, these behaviors can spark the same deep inner conflict. Can I trust what I hear or see, or must I always stand on alert, second-guessing every gesture? The wish to connect authentically clashes with the urge to protect, creating tension that sometimes leaves you doubting not just others, but your own instincts as well. The greatest pain comes when games and manipulation infiltrate close relationships, workplaces, or moments that should have been rooted in openness. When experiences turn into a contest of hidden strategies rather than honest exchange, it breeds exhaustion and creeping mistrust. You may find yourself replaying conversations, decoding intentions that feel off, or wondering whether your feelings are justified. This pattern can rob even shared laughter and intimacy of their joy, as uncertainty sets in like a slow, chilling fog. Over time, the pressure to respond, react, or outmaneuver can distract from your true direction, holding hostage the natural ability to give and receive with ease. The desire remains to be seen and accepted for who you truly are, yet fear looms. What if honesty opens the door to fresh games and you suffer for your sincerity? There is a silent Stoic wisdom in learning that you cannot control the intentions or strategies of others, but you can hone the discipline to respond with clarity and self-command. The transformative solution is to cultivate the silent inner alertness of a seasoned archer who can spot even the faintest shift in the air and never wastes arrows chasing shadows. To do this, practice stepping back and observing gently. Notice patterns in speech and action, and stay present without eagerly investing in what feels uncertain. Let questions guide your mind. Does this person's energy match their words? Are their actions sincere or just performances for approval or gain? Rather than trying to change or call out every game, anchor yourself, communicating honestly and setting boundaries where needed. This calm discernment keeps your emotional energy pure, restoring your sense of self-trust and enabling you to walk through deception without becoming enmeshed in it. Each time you choose clarity over confusion and stay loyal to what you know is right, you embody true impact Stoicism. Magnetic, self-assured, undefeatable in your commitment to genuine living. The reward is profound. Deeper confidence, less fear, and intimate relationships rooted in actual trust, all fueling growth for yourself and inspiring those around you to meet you in the clarity of honest light. Today, pause before reacting in situations that feel confusing or manipulative. Quietly observe, ask yourself what feels true, and respond with honesty and simple boundaries. This will bring calm clarity and greater trust in your relationships. Try it now and notice your confidence grow. Next, we'll explore energy that drains your feminine core. Subscribe, like, and share your experiences below. Lesson 8. Energy that drains her feminine core. Envision a radiant spring well hidden in a sunlit grove, its waters nourishing flowers and healing all who drink from it. The source bubbles up, pure and generous, feeding the grove with quiet, persistent strength. Yet if left unguarded, careless hands and relentless footsteps threaten to muddy its waters, leaving it depleted and dry. Within every woman lies such a well. Her feminine energy, a deep reserve of compassion, intuition, and calm power. It is this very essence that gives her an inner pliability and grace, allowing her to move through life with heightened empathy and a captivating warm presence. Yet even the purest well risks running low when surrounded by constant demands, unsupportive environments, or individuals who unknowingly, or sometimes intentionally, draw too much from her without ever offering renewal in return. Many women encounter a persistent struggle. The desire to support, comfort, or uplift others can quietly morph into exhaustion when boundaries are blurred and the cycle of giving outweighs joyful receiving. You might recognize how being endlessly available, making sacrifices to avoid conflict, or absorbing negativity from others eventually leaves you feeling unmoored and depleted. Small slights or dismissive attitudes may slip beneath the surface, and slowly, that steady, enlivening force begins to waver. Soon, you quiet your own needs or creative passions, maybe even feeling guilty for dreaming of recovery or solitude. At its core, this draining dynamic leads to a sort of emotional drought, where you show up out of duty or habit, but the vibrant aliveness that is your feminine gift is rendered a faint shadow of what it once was. There is a gentle but profound solution, a return to the art of energy guardianship. Imagine yourself as the entrusted keeper of your internal well, a silent Stoic who offers water freely, but only to those who approach with respect and the willingness for mutual care. This shift requires pausing regularly to assess how you feel in the company of others, standing firm against energy that leaves you dull or anxious, and giving yourself full permission to step back when you sense depletion. The core idea centers around treating your emotional and energetic reserves as quietly sacred, non-negotiable in their importance for your health and self-respect. This doesn't mean closing yourself to the world. Instead, it means mastering the art of receiving, letting friendships or connections replenish rather than deplete, becoming a conscious guardian of both the gentle flow and the boundaries that preserve your vitality. Each conscious choice to protect your well restores clarity, sparks creativity, and deepens your calm power, helping you attract relationships that honor the richness and mystery within you. Over time, this discipline makes you undefeatable at your core, rooted, replenished, and magnetic. Your presence a healing influence on everyone you welcome to your garden. Identify one situation today where your energy feels drained and consciously step back or set a gentle boundary. Create space for yourself to recharge, even briefly. You'll notice renewed energy, clearer emotions, and greater joy in your day. Start now and track your feelings as they shift. Next, we'll reveal how to unmask manipulation disguised as concern. Subscribe and share your reflections below. Lesson 9. Manipulation, disguised as concern. Envision yourself as a clear-sighted lighthouse on a storm-swept coast, your beam steady and unwavering even as fog rolls in to blur the boundaries between truth and pretense. Among the subtle trials of mastering your emotions, perhaps none is so deceptively challenging as recognizing and withstanding manipulation presented under the guise of care. There's an age-old longing in every heart to feel seen, heard, and protected. And in kind moments, the concern of others enriches our paths. But sometimes what is offered as loving guidance is instead a subtle leash meant to bind, restrain, or redirect for motives masked by soft words and feigned sympathy. The inner conflict often appears as a knot of confusion. Is this person truly worried about my well-being, or quietly steering me in a direction that benefits them? A friend's advice might insist you play small to avoid risk. A partner's worry might discourage your dreams to keep you from growing distant. Even well-intentioned family can cloud your intuition with fears disguised as warnings, saying they only want what's best. The net result is the undermining of your certainty. Doubt grows like vines around your resolve. Each moment you question your choices or defer to someone's concern, your self-trust drains away. Many women acquiesce for the sake of peace or to avoid confrontation, not realizing that spirit and strength slowly fade beneath the weight of disguised motives. You may feel as if you are a ship called to distant shores, forever held in port by warnings about storms that may never come. Unlocking the Stoic secret to breaking these chains is about meeting manipulation with clarity, compassion, and the silent fire of self-respect. The solution begins with the disciplined mind, a gentle training that honors concern without abandoning discernment. Accept that not every wary word deserves to alter your course. Instead, practice listening deeply to both the content and the impulse within. Does their care empower you, or does it make you doubt yourself, shrink your goals, or question your path? With each concerned gesture, imagine you are the archer, examining every arrow offered. Only accept the ones crafted with honest goodwill. The rest, let fall harmlessly behind you. The wisdom of the silent Stoic woman is not to reject all help, but to calmly sort genuine support from gentle pressure. As you learn this discernment, your confidence returns, anchoring you in a new kind of emotional control. The impact Stoic, undefeated by subtle tides of manipulation. In this way, you become magnetic, attracting healthy, respectful relationships and inspiring others to trust your unwavering self-possession. By honoring this ancient and practical discipline, you protect the kingdom of your own mind, restoring not just clarity, but the power to stride forward, unhindered and radiant, into each new landscape of your life. When faced with concern, pause and ask yourself, does this advice truly honor your dreams? Calmly trust your inner guidance and thank others without explanation when declining unwanted advice. This will grow your self-trust, making you radiant and secure. Try it today. Next, we'll explore protecting your sacred boundaries. Subscribe, like, and share your insights below. Lesson 10. Disconnection from her sacred boundaries. Imagine an ancient fortress, strong and silent beneath the moon, its walls rising from the earth and crowned with tender moss and morning dew. Within those walls is a garden radiating peace, a space where the soul finds sanctuary, creativity flows without restraint, and the quiet energy that makes you magnetic quietly gathers strength. Every woman is the sacred keeper of this fortress, yet the pressures of the outer world test these defenses in subtle and persistent ways. Demands can slip in like ivy growing over stones. Too many responsibilities, a loved one's disappointment, the relentless grind of pleasing others, or even the inner voice that questions, do I have a right to protect my time and heart? It is a universal tension, the longing to foster genuine connection and care while guarding the personal boundaries that grant meaning, rest, and renewal. As life grows ever more crowded and fast-paced, many notice an aching sense of disconnection from their own sacred boundaries. You may find yourself agreeing to things you truly can't give, resenting compromises made to be liked, or feeling a vague but gnawing exhaustion after too much togetherness or emotional labor. Moments meant for solitude get replaced with distraction, and the lines between self and others blur until you barely recognize where your needs begin. This erosion of your borders often brings deep feelings of overwhelm, anxiety, or even anger. Not at others, but at yourself for letting the doors to your inner sanctuary be left unguarded. Slowly, your energy, creativity, and self-respect can feel scattered, as if blown to the corners of the world. There's a path back to wholeness and mastery, a return to welding the keys to your own gates once more. The transformative solution starts with gentle awareness and acceptance, honoring that you alone are responsible for drawing, defending, and loving your boundaries, not out of selfishness, but out of wisdom that ancient guardians knew well. Imagine your boundaries as invisible banners. When upheld, they do not repel love, but allow it to enter respectfully. Begin to listen deeply to your inner signals. The sensation of heaviness when you've given too much. The inner lightness when you align your day with your values. Or the rise of resistance that signals enough. Treat your needs as sacred by giving yourself explicit permission to say no, step away, or renegotiate commitments, even if doing so feels uncomfortable at first. Understand that each assertive moment is an offering to your own spirit, and not only maintains the peace within your walls, but actually teaches others how to honor you as well. As you craft a rhythm of connection, interwoven with conscious solitude and gentle self-assertion, your strength grows, your emotional mastery sharpens, and your presence becomes both grounded and magnetic. Embracing this living wisdom lets you become an archer, drawing the bow of your life. Clear-eyed, steady-handed, unwavering in purpose, and radiant in the silent knowledge that your fortress and its treasures remain entirely your own. Reflect on one place where your boundaries feel thin and practice clearly, kindly reinforcing them today, whether by saying no, scheduling solitude, or expressing your true needs. As you guard your inner sanctuary, notice your renewed calm, confidence, and self-respect. Celebrate each step. Your growth is ongoing and powerful. Keep honoring these boundaries. Trust that this is your path to lasting peace. You have journeyed through 10 transformative lessons on Stoic boundaries, discovering how to honor your emotional depth and reclaim your self-worth with confidence and calm. Thank you for investing this time in your growth. Please like, comment, and subscribe to support our channel and continue your path to empowered living.